At some point between the ages of 1 and 2, you recognized your reflection. You saw you, a face, clothes, a body, something that belonged to you. That was you. As you aged into and through childhood, your reflection began to lose its potency. It became a commonality of everyday existence. Your concerns with it likely turned mostly superficial: how your hair or makeup looked, if there were any pimples or blemishes on your face, how your clothes draped over you or showcased your tastes. That strange experience of the newness of self-awareness waned into the backdrop of your reflection, though it remained somewhere in frame. Perhaps, occasionally, while glancing at a mirror in a bathroom or a car, we might pause and experience an intimation of it. The glance turns into a stare, and we wonder, what is that? Am I really inside there, made of and contained by this body? A brain lodged somewhere in there, asking these questions. How did I end up here? Why and how am I a human? In the words of anthropologist and writer Ernest Becker, we see in plain sight that we are in a heart-pumping, breath-gasping body, a material, fleshy casing that is alien. If we look even closer, perhaps putting our nose almost right up against the reflecting surface, we might suddenly come to the visceral realization that our skin is wrapped around us. We might find our attention on the pores, the small hairs, the flakes, or red marks. We might realize how much of us is happening independent of us, the hairs always slowly growing out, the flakes of skin always peeling and falling away, the oil always forming and rearranging. Our eyeballs move around in our skull, observing our reflection as it appears back in their small black pupils, which seem to consume reality, like black holes sucking everything up into the singularity of consciousness. Regardless of how frequent or explicit one might experience this kind of moment, arguably, all of us do experience a similar kind of phenomena on a regular basis, just with less conscious intensity and explicitness. Every time we interact with or perceive others, there is at least a faint recognition and awareness that others can or are perceiving us. Depending on who we are, this recognition and awareness might be far more than faint. Regardless, in all cases, a feedback loop of mutual perception and objectification ensues. We perceive and judge each other from the outside, mapping assumptions onto behaviors and behaviors back onto assumptions. Other people become like mirrors. We see our reflection in their gaze, and we feel the existential weight of being alive and aware. Describing the way our sense of self emerges through social reflection, sociologist Charles Cooley coined the term the looking glass self. He defined it as a threefold process. First, we imagine how we appear to others. Second, we imagine how others judge our appearance. And third, we experience some sort of pride or shame associated with these imagined judgments. We form our self-concept partly based on these feelings over time. Cooley writes, as we see our face, figure, and dress in the glass and are interested in them because they are ours. So, in imagination, we perceive in another's mind some thought of our appearance, manner, aims, deeds, character, friends, and so on, and are variously affected by it. This also echoes a core concept in the work of 20th century existentialist philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre. He argued that our sense of self is significantly shaped by imagining the perspectives that others have of us. Our self-consciousness is revealed, exposed, and often distorted through the gaze of others, perhaps creating more of an existential prism than a mirror. This was famously explored and expressed in Sartre's play, No Exit. Three characters who have just died find themselves confined inside a small room. There are no windows or mirrors. Soon, however, with each person now limited to knowing their appearance and character only through how the others describe and judge them, it becomes clear. They are in hell, being tortured by each other. Estelle laments, But how can I rely upon your taste? Enough to drive one crazy. This is where Sartre's famous line comes from. Hell is other people. Arguably, this is why it can often feel so strange or exhausting to be seen by others. We feel a dependency on their perceptions to understand and form our own. But in this dependency, we are compelled to be hypervigilant over how we come off. It is as if we are both the artist and security guard in an art gallery. The gallery solely contains the sculpture of our being. Everyone that walks by wants it to look a certain way from where they stand. If we fail in our role or feel as though we have, it's not because we aren't good at our job. It's because it's an impossible job to always do well. I see only from one point, but in my existence I am looked at from all sides. Whether it's how we change the way we walk or talk, or how we make decisions based on expectations. We all experience the often hellish nature of being perceived. But, in truth, hell isn't other people. It's us. It's how much we depend on other people seeing us certain ways. It's how much we depend on our reflection coming back to us as beautiful, pristine, controllable, and as expected. If instead of fretting over it, we accept the flux and absurdity of all things, then we see that the doors of hell are always open. They are inside our mind, and we can walk out.